Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today is another episode of Ready Set Shop, and if you're new to my channel, these are videos that I post every Saturday that are kind of like a shopping list, kind of like a mini review, so that if you're going out shopping this weekend, I might give you some ideas on products that you could take a look at. And so I'm just going to get started. I don't have a lot today, but I do have a little bit of swatching to do for you guys, so we're just going to get into it. I have two eyeshadow palettes to show you, so I'm going to show you those first. The first one I'm actually wearing today. This is one of the CoverGirl Eye Enhancers palettes, and the number that I have is number 222 Drama Eyes, and it looks like this. These do come with a little sponge tip applicator. It has a white shade, a black shade, a silver shade, and a kind of a burgundy cranberry sort of shade. And so I'm going to give you a little swatch of those. These colors are pigmented enough that you can really blend them really well, and you do get a lot of color payoff from it. So it's kind of the perfect mix, so to speak. And hopefully you can see Frankenstorm is upon us, and it is a really dreary day outside. It's raining just lightly. But I really have no lighting, so I apologize. Hopefully you can see these swatches. So the white one is right here, and you can kind of just barely see it. Here is the black, here is the silver, and here is the burgundy sort of color. And I am wearing the palette today. I have the white under the brow bone and in the inner corner of the eye. I have the silver all over the lid. I have the cranberry kind of in the outer V and across the crease. And then I have the black just really sort of in the outer V, just a little bit. So the colors blend really nicely. I really like these, and they're affordable, and there are, you know, a ton of them to choose from. So if you've never tried any of these little palettes, this is a good one. Especially it's kind of a good starter one because it's got light shades. So you can go light with just a little bit of accentuation in the outer V, but you can easily smoke this up or make it really dramatic because, you know, the black, obviously, the cranberry is a really good color to smoke up, and silver is kind of a no-brainer when you're doing a sort of smoky eye type of look. So the next eyeshadow quad I want to show you, this is one of the Avon True Color eyeshadow quads, and the one that I have here is Arctic Goddess. It's the Arctic Goddess quad, and so it just looks like this. The colors, let me see if I can show you the colors without blinding you. The colors are Glacial Blue, Chilling Teal is this teal one over here. That one has some glitter in it. This one is Arctic Waters, and this one is Midnight Siren. Now I have to be honest and say that the True Color eyeshadow quads are probably my least favorite product by Avon. A lot of the shadows don't have much pigmentation at all. Sometimes when you blend them, they don't blend well, and they kind of turn to mud on the eyes. And so I'm really kind of picky and choosy about the ones that I like or the colors that I like. But that being said, you know, that's coming from somebody who uses makeup all the time and has tried everything and is a really hard sell. I do think that these quads are perfect for just the everyday woman who just, you know, puts makeup on because she has to. You know, she wears one or two shades of eyeshadow at a time max, and she pretty much just has a routine. She slaps it on and heads out the door. And the reason these are perfect is because they provide just the right amount of pigmentation for somebody like that. They're the kind of shadows that you just put them on and go, and they're not the kind of shadows for somebody who's really going to play around, mix colors, add colors, mix some more, that kind of thing. So there is a market for these. They just happen to be probably my least favorite product out of the thousands of products that Avon offers. But they do have some really beautiful quads, and some of the limited edition, this one is a limited edition, and some of the limited edition ones can be really good. So it's just a little bit hit or miss for me with these, but this one does have decent pigmentation on some of these colors, and so I think for somebody who really likes kind of the intense colors that this palette has, these aren't, you know, these aren't neutrals by any means, then this might be right up their alley. And these are really affordable. A lot of times you can even buy them on a 2 for deal. So I'm just going to swatch these for you. This one is the Glacial Blue. This one is the Chilling Teal. This one is the Arctic Waters, and this one is the Midnight Siren. Now, as you can see, you know, this particular palette, there is good pigmentation on these, and this one is a little bit light, but you know, it's a light color, so it should be light. So there is good pigmentation on these. They aren't the easiest to blend. This particular palette is not the easiest one to blend together. You do have to be kind of careful. They can get a little bit muddy. You know, this dark green mixed with this color is kind of an interesting, you know, mush of colors. So this is one where I might not suggest that you necessarily wear these colors together, but these are good bright pops of color that you could mix with other palettes that you already have. So I'm just going to swatch these now on my hand so you can kind of see what the payoff is like. Okay, so here's the lightest blue here. Here is the teal. Now this one does have glitter in it. This one can be a little messy. You know, you can get some kind of glittery fallout with this. This is the Arctic Waters, and then the darkest one here. And so, you know, there is good pigmentation there, but like I said, let me just mix these two together. You know, just blending these two together, you can see that the color does get a little bit muddy. So just keep that in mind when you're buying these. If you're one of those people who uses 4, 5, 6, 8, 10 shadows, and you really like to mix colors and blend things and make your own hues and ombre, everything out, then these might not be for you. But you know, they are hit or miss, and this is one of the better quads that I've seen in a while. And these are some really fun colors that you may not find in other palettes, particularly not in a palette altogether. So that's why I really like it. So it's worth taking a look at. Next is an eyeliner, and this is one of the Avon Super Shock eyeliners. It's a gel eyeliner, and it is in the color Metallic Teal. And I'm a big dingy head and forgot to bring out a brush to apply this with to show you a swatch. So I'm just going to do the best I can as far as dipping my finger in there and try and show you the color payoff. It is a really pretty kind of deep teal color, and let's see how we can work this out. So deep shade of teal. So you can see it's just a deep dark kind of teal shade. It's really nice because it's got some green in it, some blue in it. It's a brighter color, so if you want something a little outside of the box, if you don't want the black and the brown and just the normal shades, you want something with a little bit of color, but you don't want to go too crazy or too electric or too bright, then this is going to be right up your alley. And because it's a gel base rather than a cream, it makes it easier to kind of spread along the eyes and to kind of control when you're using a brush. So if you're somebody who's not the best at eyeliner and it's not your favorite thing to do in your makeup regimen, and you have a little bit of trouble kind of getting your line straight and that sort of thing, then I think this is worth you know, trying out, because it's a little bit easier to control than a cream type of eyeliner, and it's definitely easier to control than a liquid eyeliner with kind of a long skinny brush. So anyway, there's that. Okay, next is an eyeliner, and this came out of, if you watched my video last week, I was talking about that gift with purchase that I got from Ulta, and I told you that there were a ton of products down in there, and this is one of the products that was down in there. It's an Ulta dual-ended eyeliner, and the two sides, one is deep brown and one is black. So I don't know if you can tell, but this one is the deep brown and this one is the black. And I have used some of the Ulta eyeliners before. I may have even used one of the dual-ended ones before. And the pencil eyeliners, they were usable. They were good products, but they were a little bit hard, just a slight bit hard. These are much creamier than the ones that I've tried in the past. So let me just swatch this out for you. So here, the bottom line is the black and the top line is the deep brown. So these are really nice soft lines. And I'm actually wearing these today, and what I did was I put the black liner on first, but because this is kind of a softer eyeshadow look that I was going for, I didn't want a super harsh black line. I was really just using the black liner because I wanted to try it out so I could talk to you about it today. So what I did is I went over the top of the black with the deep brown, and that was actually a really nice combination because it softened the black up quite a bit, and then it actually warmed it up quite a bit with the brown color. So anyway, nice soft creamy pencils. If you've never tried any of their pencil liners, then I think they're nice. I think they're worth giving a shot, and they are relatively affordable. And Ulta brands, they're always having some kind of a discounted sale on the Ulta brands, so they're worth giving a look at. Next is a lip gloss, and I just filmed a first impression of this lip gloss. I don't know if chances are I probably have not yet posted that video. I probably will end up having to post it after this one. We'll see how it goes. But this is a Hawaiian Tropic lip gloss. It comes in a container like this, and I'm wearing it right now. This is the Hawaiian Tropic Aloha Kiss Moisturizing Lip Gloss. The SPF is 20, which is a nice high SPF. And this one is Island Berry, is the scent. I'm just going to tell you right now, the scent is amazing. It's super fruity, and it smells like something that I cannot put my finger on, like a sucker or something from when I was a kid. I don't know. I can't think of what it is, but it smells really good. The smell is amazing. The taste is amazing. They taste really good too. They're not sticky on your lips. They're not greasy on your lips. It is sheer, but it has a little hint of a red color to it. So it gives you that nice, a nice sheen of color, more color than a lot of sheer products give you. That gives you that kind of, you just kiss somebody look, or just were chewing on your lips and they're just a little pink kind of thing. So I like it. I like the SPF, and it is actually a waterproof formula too. So it's a waterproof SPF. It's got vitamins in it, A, C, and E. It's supposed to be good for 12 hours, and yada yada yada. So this I really like. This is a product that you wouldn't necessarily think to take a look for if you're looking for either a lip gloss or a lip product with SPF, but it's right up there for me already. This next product you're not going to be able to buy, but I thought I would show it to you anyway, just for the heck of it, just for fun. And it's a nail polish. This is an Estee Lauder nail polish. It's one of their Perfect Finish nail lacquers. And the color is Red Chiffon. This is just a little sample bottle that I have. And I have it on my fingers right now. I'm just showing this to you guys just for the fun of it. But, it's a nice pretty pink color, and so I just thought maybe if you like the pink color, it might inspire you to go look for a similar pink color. I don't know why they called this Red Chiffon, because there really is nothing red about it. It really is like a hot pink. Not really fuchsia, but definitely a hot pink. It's an old Estee Lauder sample. I was given this as part of like a birthday gift basket when I was a junior in college, probably for my birthday or Christmas, or one of those holidays, from my roommate. Now we're talking, my junior year in college was 1994, 1995. The funny thing about this nail polish is the quality of the nail polish wasn't great, and the color is really pretty, but their nail polish was one that it never really, it's just very soft on the nails. It's almost like it never really completely dries. And it's still that way now. So this is one of those where if you scraped your nails across your paper, like if you're writing at work, it's going to leave a pink streak on your paper. It just never gets hard. But because it never gets hard, it doesn't chip the way a normal nail polish would chip. So it's kind of like a give or take. It doesn't chip as bad, but it does give you sheet lines. If you, when you go to sleep, if you are not really careful about where you place your hands, you're going to have the imprint of your sheets and blankets on your nails when you get up in the morning, kind of thing. And like I said, it does scrape off, so if you scrape your fingernails against something, it's going to leave the color just transfer. So I don't know, I just want to show you guys this just for fun. I was curious if any of you either had any of these or maybe ever had this particular color. Anyway, I just thought this was kind of fun to take a look at. So you're not going to be able to buy this. I mean, I don't know, maybe you could find somebody selling an old bottle online. My bottle works just fine. It works just the same as it did, you know, the 15 plus years ago when I got it. But, you know, the bright pink color might kind of inspire you. It's a pretty hot pink, not really fuchsia sort of color. So if you like those kind of colors, maybe you might want to go out and see if you can find a match for the Estee Lauder Red Chiffon. You know, see what's out there now and see if you can find a match for it. But anyway, so if anybody had any of these colors, or if you can remember, you know, a product that you used from back then, or maybe that your grandmother or your mom or an aunt or somebody that you knew was using, or if you have any old Estee Lauder stories, I would be interested in hearing them. So put a comment down below, or if you want to do a little video response, you can do that too. If you got any old products like this that you would like to show, I would love to see them. So it'd be fun to, you know, make a little video about one or some of them and link that down in the information bar below as in a video response. I would love to watch that. Okay, now back to products that you actually can purchase. You guys have all seen this before. This is the Vaseline. I mean, it's just Vaseline. It's the little tub that you can get. A lot of times you can get it, like if you go to Target, it's usually in the bins that are near the pharmacy. They have all the little travel size things in those bins. I'm not a big user of Vaseline. I went and purchased this for a specific reason. And I also purchased it with these Up and Up antibacterial extra large bandages with flexible fabric. This is a box of 10. I wish that the bandage companies would make packages of these with more than just 10. I need a lot of these, and I need them, you know, I need them in bulk. So these are large bandages. So I'm going to tell you what I'm doing with these and why I picked this up. Vaseline I don't use that often. I don't use Vaseline-based products very often, or petroleum-based products very often, because there is a risk of getting yeast infections with Vaseline. It can become and can be a real breeding ground for yeast, and so you can literally get a yeast infection anywhere on your body, and that is why Vaseline and Vaseline-based and petroleum-based products are not ever for any reason ever to be used as a lubricant, because they can induce yeast growth. Okay, and you can get, anywhere that you have skin, you can get a yeast infection. So be careful when you're using Vaseline. The reason that I got this, and the reason that I got these bandages, is I have a spot on my right ankle, and it is on the outer portion of the ankle, right where your kind of ankle bone is, that is dry and scaly and peely, and the skin texture is just really off and hard and rough. And it feels like the bottom of somebody's really bad, dry, scaly, callousy feet or something. It's been that way. It started becoming like that when I was probably like a late teenager. It's the only place on my body that I have anything like that. And I do have psoriasis, but my psoriasis did not actually really show up until my late 20s. So I don't think it's a psoriasis patch, and it's way worse than eczema. It's definitely not an eczema spot. I honestly believe that it is actually a chemical burn. The reason it's on the spot that it is because I sit cross-legged a lot, and when I sit cross-legged or when I cross my legs in any way whatsoever, it's the right leg that is the one that's always on the bottom. So the right ankle is the one that's on the bottom. The reason I think it's an area that's a chemical burn is because I have one on my right ankle, which is the place that is the only place that touches, especially when I sit cross-legged. And my brother has similar areas right here underneath his elbows. And your elbows can be a spot where you can get psoriasis and eczema, but my brother does not, as far as I know, have any other areas of psoriasis or anything like that. He's never been diagnosed with psoriasis or so far as far as I'm aware, has had any symptoms that are similar to psoriasis or the potential for a psoriasis outbreak. The funny thing about it is that I have the spot on my right ankle where I would sit cross-legged. My brother has the spot on his elbows. And my grandparents in the late, well, not the late 70s, in the early 80s, they got a new carpet. And carpets around that time were infamous for having kind of toxic chemicals sort of in them. You know, they were stain protectants and just fabric treatments and color and all kinds of stuff. So, you know, in the past there was talk about just being careful with what could be, you know, in your carpet. So my grandparents got this new carpet. We used to sit in front of the TV and watch TV in my grandparents' house a lot because a lot of times we would get off the bus there after school because my parents worked and that kind of thing. So I would sit cross-legged in front of the TV and watch it, and my brother would he would lay on his stomach like this with his hands, with his, you know, chin in his hands, and so his elbows were touching and my right ankle was touching the carpet. So I don't know for sure, but it's too much of a coincidence, and it's something that it never goes away, and it came about long before any of my other symptoms, long before any of my other symptoms showed up. So I'm tired of feeling like I have a dry, scaly ankle. That's what we're getting to with this long story longer situation. So what I decided to do is I decided that every day I'm going to slather that spot up with Vaseline, and then I'm going to seal it off with this big bandage, and then I'm going to replace the bandage every day. So I am going to wash the Vaseline off. I may start doing this twice a day because I'm having issues with the bandage falling off before the day is over. You know, I also really don't necessarily want that Vaseline on there that long, so I may start doing this twice a day because I do take 2 showers a day. So, you know, I wash the old Vaseline off and then reapply it. So I'm just slathering this off, and then I'm covering it up and sealing it and keeping it kind of, you know, moist and getting it to really absorb and keeping the air away from it and keeping my socks away from it and, you know, the couch fabric away from it and anything else away from it. And it has been softening the skin up, although I have been noticing if my Band-Aid falls off like late in the day or overnight, then by the next morning it's back to its normal roughness again. But if I've been keeping the bandage on successfully, then it has been softening that area. So I don't know what's going to happen with it, but this is the best thing I can come up with for now. And so if any of you guys have ever had a spot like that or a situation like that, or if you have suspicions that you maybe have like a chemical burn from carpets in the past or anything along those lines, you know, let me know what you're doing with it because I'm curious. But for right now, this is what I'm trying, and I am consciously trying to make sure that I don't induce a yeast infection in that area or anything like that. But I am trying to just soften that skin, and hopefully over time that skin will be able to kind of heal itself and kind of get back to a more normal situation. If it doesn't, it doesn't, no big deal. But anyway, I experiment on myself all the time. This is no different. So that is everything I have for you this week. I will link anything that I can find down in the information bar below. Let me hear your stories about your old products that you've had for forever, or you know, what you remember about Estee Lauder even from back in that time frame. If you've got any inspiration for me with my dry ankle skin, then let me know what your ideas are. And if you have any questions about any of these products, then let me know that as well. So links in the down bar as always. If you don't check the down bar, you're probably missing a lot of information all the time. Most people put loads of information down in the information section below the videos, so make sure you don't miss anything that way. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.